All right, let's dive into one of the most powerful stories ever written, Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. On the surface, it seems like a pretty simple tale, right? Just an old fisherman out at sea. But if you look just a little deeper, it's this incredible meditation on struggle, on endurance, and really what it means to win when it feels like you've lost everything.
So this thing comes out in 1952, and boom, it's an instant classic. I mean, it won Hemingway the Pulitzer Prize and pretty much cemented his legacy forever. It's short, it's direct, but wow, is it unforgettable. So today, we're going to break down the incredible journey at the very heart of this story.
Okay, so as we go through this, I want you to keep one big question in your head. What does true victory really look like? Is it about the prize, the thing you can show off at the end? Or is it something else, something deeper, something that no one can ever take away from you? Just listen to this description. It introduces our hero, Santiago, and it just captures him perfectly. His body's old. It's worn down by a really long, hard life. But his spirit, you can see it in his eyes. It's undefeated. It's as timeless and as unconquered as the sea itself. Just a beautiful line.
Okay, so let's set the scene. We're in a small fishing village in Cuba, and our guy, Santiago, well, his reputation has hit absolute rock bottom.
84. For 84 straight days, he's gone out on his boat and come back with absolutely nothing. Just let that sink in for a second. That's almost 3 straight months of failure. That number, 84, it just hangs over him, and really the whole village.
His luck is so bad, in fact, that the other fishermen actually have a special word for it, salao. And this isn't just, unlucky. This is the worst form of unlucky. It's like he's cursed. And because of this, he's a total outcast. Some people pity him, others just make fun of him.
But here's the thing. Not everyone has lost faith in him. His young apprentice, Marlin, well, his parents make him go work on a luckier boat. But his loyalty to Santiago, it never ever wavers. This relationship is really the heart and soul of the story. The boy sees something in the old man that has nothing to do with luck or how many fish he brings home. He sees his true greatness. And then, we get to day 85. Something just clicks. Santiago is absolutely determined. He decides he's going to go far out, way beyond where everyone else fishes, deep into the Gulf Stream. He's looking for the one fish that's going to change everything. And that's where he finds it. But it's not some violent strike, The line doesn't just snap tight. It's a gentle pull at first. And then, just an unbelievable weight. Santiago knows right away. This is not some ordinary fish. This is the fish, the one he was born to catch. I mean, the fish is so huge that it's not even a question of Santiago pulling it in. The fish starts pulling him. The tables have completely turned. His little boat is basically turned into a sled being dragged across the ocean by this massive, unseen force. And it's in that moment you realize just how alone he is. Utterly alone. And look, this isn't a quick fight. This is a grueling, multi-day war. It's just a pure battle of wills. For 2 whole days and 2 nights, all Santiago can do is hang on and endure. He's holding that line as it's literally cutting into his back and his hands, just battling exhaustion, the pain, and the unbelievable, relentless power of this fish.
Now, this is where something really incredible starts to happen. A relationship forms between them. Santiago doesn't see the fish as some monster. He actually calls it his brother. There's this incredibly deep respect there. It's not a fight born out of hate. It's a struggle between 2 noble, worthy adversaries. It's like a dance of life and death.
So now we're at the climax. After days of this brutal stalemate, something is finally about to give.
And then he sees him. The great marlin just rises up out of the water, and it feels like it's never going to end. It's magnificent. Dark purple, lavender stripes, a sword for a nose, as long as a baseball bat. And the scale of it, it's just unbelievable. The fish is literally longer than his entire boat.
So the fish starts to circle. It's getting tired. Santiago knows this is it. This is his one and only chance. He gathers up every last ounce of strength he has left, all the pain, all the pride, all his years on the water, and as that magnificent creature comes alongside the boat, he drives the harpoon straight home. And just like that, the battle is won. But there's no cheering, no celebration, just this deep, profound exhaustion and a sense of duty. He's done it. He's killed his brother. And now, as he says, the slave work begins. The hard, thankless job of tying this giant to the side of his skiff and just trying to get home. I mean, think about it. Santiago has done the impossible. He's caught the fish of a lifetime, a true legend of the sea. But this is a Hemingway story. Victory is never that simple. The sea gave him this incredible prize, and now it's about to demand it back.
Just to put this in perspective for you, we're talking about a fish that weighs over 1,500 pounds. This is a catch that wouldn't just break his unlucky streak, it would make him a legend. It would feed the entire village. The prize he has is absolutely monumental.
But the story isn't over, not by a long shot, because the blood from that great fish is leaving a long trail in the water, and it's like a neon sign for every predator in the ocean. His triumph is about to completely unravel.
And what happens next is just brutal to read. First, a mako shark shows up, rips off a huge 40-pound chunk of meat, and takes his harpoon with it. Then come the shovel-nosed sharks. He fights them off with a knife he's tied to an oar, but the blade breaks. So then he's just using a club. He fights and fights with everything he has, but it's a hopeless, losing battle. By the time he finally gets back to shore, there's nothing left but a giant skeleton.
So he gets home in the middle of the night, completely broken, physically and probably spiritually. He just stumbles back to his shack and collapses. And you'd think, okay, that's it, total failure. But that's not where the story ends.
So let's kind of do the final accounting here. What was lost? Well, everything you can touch. The meat from the fish, his harpoon, his knife, his physical strength, it's all gone. But what remained? Well, you've got the skeleton, the proof, this massive thing that has all the other fishermen in awe. You have the love of the boy, Marlin, who promises he's going to fish with him again no matter what his parents say. And the most important thing, you have Santiago's spirit, unbreakable.
And this brings us right to the book's most famous idea. The sharks, yeah, they could destroy his prize. They could destroy his body. But they could not defeat him. They couldn't defeat his will. The victory wasn't the fish itself. The victory was the fight. The fact that he refused to give up even when it was completely hopeless. That was his triumph. Which brings us all the way back to our first question. He came home with nothing but a skeleton. So by any practical measure you can think of, he failed, right? But if you measure his spirit, his dignity, his endurance against this huge, indifferent power of nature, isn't that the greatest victory of all? I'll leave that up to you. What you decide, well, that's the real catch.